and make everybody to pray the Rosary. I'm 41 years of age, sir. This memory is so profound in my mind that I still can cry when I think about that evening when I told my Lord, I'll pray the Rosary every day. I'll be a good boy. I'll tell everybody to pray the Rosary.
You're watching ETVN Philippines.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. This is Emmanuel TV Network, ETVN Philippines. I am Rick Saludo, host, writer, and Senior Vice President for Programming. And we have an interesting guest and story for you today. We're featuring in this video Santo Catholic Mission. And a different kind of mission than your usual religious congregation because they're focused on both faith and technology. And we're here it's very opportune at this time because we just canonized a saint who was focused on faith and technology. Saint Carlo Acutis, canonized by Pope Leo XIV just last Sunday, the 7th of September. And we have today the founding CEO, the head and founder of Santo Catholic Mission, right from Edmonton, Canada, and joining us here in our studios in the Philippines, Mr. John Jofin. Hello, John. Good of you to join us. Very happy that you can talk about your mission as well as the kind of technology that you're harnessing for the faith. Maybe say hello to our viewers.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for the opportunity to ETV and Philippines, and also Brother Rico Saludo for an opportunity to be here and share our journey with Santo Catholic Mission.
Now, you're based in Edmonton, Canada.
That's right.
Okay, so that's all the way in North America, but you are in fact serving Catholics worldwide. Through, on the one hand, you have an app, and there are other ways. Maybe talk about your mission first.
Oh, sure. As Sir mentioned, my name is John Jofin. I'm from Archdiocese of Edmonton, Canada. I'm from a very small town near to Edmonton called Vegreville, from a parish, Saint Martin of Tours, Vegreville, and I live there with my wife and two children. And my wife's name is Simi, and my children Teresa and Maria, a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old. That's my small family. So we started this mission back in 2020, in the middle of COVID.
Oh my God, yeah. So, and COVID, as you may recall, actually promoted a lot of faith technology because people couldn't get around. And so they needed the technology to have Mass and other religious activities to perhaps connect with each other, other people in the faith who were barred from public activities. So we started in COVID. Just continue.
Yeah. So we started in the middle of the COVID by sharing one Holy Rosary in our native language, Malayalam. I'm from India, by the way. To give a background, I'm originally from India, from a place called Kerala. It's a province called Kerala. That's where I'm from. Most of the people may be knowing about a place called Kerala in India. Very, very Catholic. It's also a Catholic community, very strong Catholic community.
Yes.
So I was fortunate to be born and raised in a very devoted Catholic family. So that is my background. And then in Canada, we were in that small town, and me and my wife, we prayed the Rosary, and 60 million rosaries being prayed in 100 plus countries.
Through the YouTube channel.
No marketing, no Facebook share, no digital marketing efforts at all. It was a humble family-run ministry that we started. We connected with our parish priest, Father Robert Lee, who is our spiritual patron, spiritual mentor in our parish, and then we also connected with other co-parishioners from different Catholic countries who connected us with scripts from different languages, and that's how we did this mission.
And you just pray the Rosary. It was broadcast on video in YouTube, and people just watch.
Exactly.
And then basically you just count how many people are praying with you through the count. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's basically, we never expected it to be a mission. I mean, we wanted to do a mission. I have a background story to share, but when we started this mission in 2020 with sharing one Holy Rosary, I was not expecting that it will be a ministry of its own. Which one of the reasons why I did that, because COVID was happening and everybody was dying, and I have a very strong background with Holy Mother, and we always wanted to share the faith. As me and my wife, very, very, very strong Catholics, we took it as a responsibility to share the faith, and that was the background of this initiation of this mission. But from a YouTube channel alone, there is limitation in sharing the faith to the ends of the world, like through our videos. As you said, it's basically guided rosary that we share, where people can actually follow, which decade they are in. It's basically the same rosaries that we reposted, like joyful, luminous, sorrowful, and glorious mysteries. That's what we reposted based on the days. But we thought, more than these rosaries, we can if we could include more prayers that can be useful for more Catholics worldwide, then this mission becomes more relevant in the modern world. And that's where the next project the Lord helped us to enter into, that was called Santo App, which aims at creating digital resources for people worldwide, for all the Catholics worldwide, in as many languages as possible. We are not limiting to a certain number of languages. As of now, we have contents in 10 languages, and we are expanding into, our goal is to reach more than 50 languages.
So what kinds of prayers would you have in the app?
Oh, it will be, in addition to the daily rosaries, we can add Divine Mercy chaplets, litanies, novenas, and like all the devotions, prayers we can add. In addition to that, in the app, we can also include Bible scriptures, daily Bible readings, mass readings for the Bible, and then also daily mass readings, and then also we can add podcasts, speeches, and so many other programs that we could utilize by way of so many contents we can add on that will help us for the global evangelization.
Now let's backtrack a bit and tell us more about your religious journey. How did you started in India? Maybe tell us also how family life was, how many children you were, and also how your life was there in the beginning, and how that got directed to, well, Canada in the first place, and then eventually this faith work.
Sure. Sir, actually, I was born and raised in India, as I said earlier, with my father. My father was a carpenter, earning only 37 rupees per day, which is 50 cents Canadian per day, meaning $15 a monthly income for the family. And my mom studied only like up to grade 2. So I had nobody to teach me as a kid. But even though my parents couldn't teach me the book knowledge, but what they provided me is the faith. As born and raised in a very devoted Catholic family with my grandmothers on both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side, and also my grandfathers. They were very religious. They went to the church every day, prayed the rosary. As a family, we prayed the rosary every day, Divine Mercy chaplet, litanies, novenas. So all were part of our daily life. Especially, I remember that I went with my grandfather almost every day to the mass before the school, and then holy Eucharistic adoration during the weekends was like a must to attend. So I was always born and raised in that religious background, and I had one sister. Younger sister, 3 years younger to me, and we both were strictly introduced to the prayers by our grandparents. I as of now, I'm very thankful to my grandparents. But as a kid, you may not. Sometimes in the beginning, you may not like it, but when you get used to it, you love that. And always I was introduced to Jesus as the best friend you can have in your life.
So there was a strong personal relationship right from the start, both with Jesus and the Blessed Mother.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that was you as a child. How did you progress in school? How did things go in school?
One of my greatest dream as a young kid was to educate, to get education. But education for a poor boy was considered to be a very luxurious dream to have. But I decided that I wanted to educate and learn. So I asked one day to my mom, because I saw my friends had their moms to teach. I had nobody to teach me at home, because my mom didn't have much knowledge. So I asked my mom for help with studies one day, and she said, "I don't know how to teach you. All I can say is go and pray to the Holy Mother. She will guide you." So as a 7-year-old kid, having nobody to help me or guide me in my studies, I went to my nearest chapel. In our home, there was a nearest chapel where I went, and I knelt down before the statue of Mother of Perpetual Help. I asked my best friend Jesus. Jesus is my best friend ever since I could remember. So I asked him, my friend, I called upon names of my friends. I said, my friends have their mom to help. I have nobody to help. Can I borrow your mom to help me with studies?
Yes.
If you both can come and teach me, as you teach me new languages, as you take me to new places, I'll go anywhere in the world and talk about you and make everybody to pray the Rosary. I'm 41 years of age, sir. This memory is so profound in my mind that I still can cry when I think about that evening when I told my Lord, I'll pray the Rosary every day. I'll be a good boy. I'll tell everybody to pray the Rosary if you can help me, because I desire to study that much, sir. And long story short, Holy Mother has blessed me over this period of time to get education from different parts of the world. In order to put it together, my name is John Joffin, CPA, CGA, ACCA, MBA, MCOM, BCom. All happened because of the power of the Holy Mother in the Eucharist and also the Holy Rosary. Because I have experienced, for me, Holy Eucharist is everything to me. And I start every single day with the Rosary, even today. And I'm very proud to say that in the media. Holy Mother is everything to me. And I devote my life now. I work more than 16 hours every single day for one dream, that is to share faith to every nook and corners in the world and help everybody to pray, find that happiness in prayer and the spiritual upbringing, because especially with the children in the modern world, I believe that we need to do something with the Catholic Church to help the faith evangelization, especially among the children. And that is the reason why I'm devoting my life for this mission, sir. On that night, when I asked Holy Mother for help with studies, I was thinking, just like in the movies that I watched in India, Holy Mother will appear there and help you. It actually didn't happen.
Yes.
I was very sad. To be honest with you, on that night, I was very sad. After asking for so long as a young kid, Holy Mother didn't appear to me. I was very sad, but I was not ready to give up. So I went home, and at my home, I had a tea table and 2 plastic chairs. So I put the tea table in the middle and put 2 plastic chairs on the side, and I took the Holy Rosary from my mother's grandmother's praying stand and took it in, put it in one of the chairs, assuming that is the chair devoted to the Mother. And I put my books, and I started acting as if, I'm a student, and then I'm a son, and then Mother is there, Mother is on the other side. So I started inviting her into my life, without realizing, what's going to happen. But I started holding the Rosary. I started, studying with the Rosary in hand. And every time when I'm holding onto the Holy Rosary, I feel like I'm holding onto the hands of my Mother. She is so special in my heart, and I don't know. I feel like she's with me all the time, and I have seen a lot of dreams also in the nights, which I believe that have very profound impact in my spiritual life throughout. And Holy Eucharist is the center of all my faith journey, and Holy Family, because we had a very very great devotion to Holy Family as a family, because we call Holy Mother as Amma. In my language, Amma means mother, and Saint Joseph as Appa, as in dad. And Jesus is the best friend. So that is the life I always had, and I always got inspired by the life stories of lots of saints like Dominic Savio, Saint Dominic Savio, Maria Goretti, Teresa of Child Jesus. Everyone inspired me in my journey of faith.
These three saints you mentioned: Saint Teresa of Child Jesus, Saint Maria Goretti, and Saint Dominic Savio are all young saints.
Yeah.
Very youthful saints, and yes, they would certainly be inspiring to young people. So you would talk to the Blessed Mother, so to speak, while there are books read. What are those books? Just school books? Are they school books?
Oh yeah, like my school work.
Yeah.
I devote to her. Mama, I need help.
Yes,
See,
yeah.
if a child is complaining,
Yeah.
I talk to my mom. I talk to Holy Mother. Mama, I need help. I don't know how to do this. And when I'm holding the rosary, I feel like she'll come and teach me. That is because of my upbringing from home, that I thought Holy Mother is somebody whom you can talk to. Jesus is somebody who is walking along with you. So that is the sincere, innocent love that I always carried in my heart. And I devoted my life to Holy Mother. And I kept talking as if I'm talking to somebody in real.
Now, you then progressed with your studies. So how did you finish your schooling, no, in India?
Yeah.
Bachelor's and master's in accounting, was it? Yes. And then you also went to England. So what was the turn going there? Yeah.
What actually happened was that as a kid, when I promised my Lord, I wanted to be as close as possible to Jesus, to the Eucharist. So in order to be as close as to Jesus and Eucharist, I wanted to be a priest. But there was an incident that happened, because I wanted to be a priest, and I told everybody that I wanted to be a priest. But in order to be a priest, first thing you need to be an altar boy. So, but there was a problem. I was always a person who was afraid of being alone, or being, going to funeral, or being, going from one room to the other. I was scared. So I was always bullied by my friends, saying that you can't ever live for the Lord, because in order to be a priest, you need to be at least an altar boy to begin with. And I was afraid of it. So I was feeling that, oh my Lord, I cannot ever live for the Lord. And that was one of the saddest moments in my life. I thought I cannot ever live for the Lord. But one day, when I was attending a class for the Holy Mass, first Holy Communion preparation, in that program, one of the teachers told about an incident of how Jesus actually used a donkey, an unwanted donkey, to be his carrier, to carry him in entry to Jerusalem.
Yes.
So after that lesson, he said, many people around you may think that you are useless, you are unwanted, but the Lord needs you. So throw yourself into the arms of the Lord. Lord will use you in the way in which He wants to glorify His kingdom. And that was very profound thought, inspired me as a young child of 10 years of age. Always I wanted to be a donkey of Jesus, to carry Him around wherever I go. And I studied in a Catholic school up to my grade 10, and after grade 10 I was in another Catholic college in Cochin. That's where I'm originally from. So during my pre-degree, it's called pre-degree, grade 11 and grade 12, I was fortunate enough to be a part of a ministry called Jesus Youth. So it's a youth movement of youth for Christ. So I was fortunate enough to be part of that, and during that they had conducted a number of programs, and one of the retreats I had a chance to attend, during which I had 4 different dreams in the 1 week, like Monday to Thursday nights. Each night I had different dreams, and this was actually the reason. You were asking how could I get education, etc. These 4 dreams had a very profound impact in my spiritual and my personal journey thereafter. So that was like the time in 2001 August, when I would have been like 17 years of age. I was doing my BCom first year. I attended this retreat. The first night I saw a dream in which I saw Holy Mother and baby Jesus on the skies, when I was in my college corridor, and I could see Holy Mother, passing by as I move along. I could see her also following me. I had no idea what that dream actually meant, but on the second night, another dream came in which I saw myself walking in an uphill road with buildings on both sides of the road turning to be blocks of books, like these blocks of books. Again, that dream had nothing connected with me on that day. But third night, I saw a dream in which I was standing on the top of a mountain. I could see the entire world from there. Means a different perspective of life or something. And then the fourth night, this was the reason why I would like to leave the missionary life now, because the fourth night I saw bride and groom standing next to the statue of Holy Mother, particularly the Mother of the Most Holy Rosary. So baby Jesus actually took the rosary from Holy Mother's hands and gave it to this couple.
Yeah.
They received it. When they received it, they actually lifted it like this to address the big crowd who were gathered in the church. What they're seeing is this rosary getting split into small baby rosaries and flying to everybody gathered in the church.
You're watching ETVN Philippines.
And but I didn't understand what was the meaning. But next day, during the benediction of the Eucharist, that was the last day of the retreat, there was an incident when I was one of the coordinating team members. So I was actually taking the tea to the intercession team members, and me and my other friend were actually serving the tea, and they said, "Did you give all the names of the children who are attending the program?" I said, "Yeah, 105 youth members from the parish are there. But we have been getting one boy's name from morning onwards, and his name is not here in the list." I said, "Who is that?" His name sounds like Jofin. Jofin? Then my next, my friend who came along with me said, "That's you. You are the only one named Jofin here." I said, "It's me." Then I still remember that intercession leader. She came with her rosary, and she touched my cheek like this and said, "My dear, your name we have been getting your name throughout the day. The Holy Mother needs you." That's the point, she said. Holy Mother needs you. I didn't understand as a 17-year-old kid, what is the meaning? I have no idea. 4 nights I had different dreams, and then all of a sudden this, I had no idea.
The teacher or the sister, is it a sister?
That was a sister.
A nun, right?
That was a nun.
A nun who is herself a visionary, was receiving in her locutions the name Jofin.
Yeah.
And then checked the list, couldn't find Jofin. But then when she said it was Jofin, then of course that was you. Yeah. And her message is that the Blessed Mother needs you.
But after that, another point also happened, because during the final days, benediction of the Holy Eucharist, we were praise and worshiping, and during that, Reverend Father Joe Supani, that's his name, he had a revelation in which he announced a boy called Jofin has been called by the Holy Mother to accomplish a great mission for the Lord. And I was in tears. I knelt down, cried out. I had no idea what I'm going to do. I'm a 17-year-old kid from a very poor background. And I don't only my language. Even now you may notice that my English is not refined. I have no special language skills.
The English is fine.
I fumble for words. But at that time, 24 years before, I had very worst language skills. How I could have done a mission for the Lord? And I was so much in tears, and my friends told me, "You haven't chosen Holy Mother. She has chosen you. So whatever you're lacking will be provided by the Holy Mother." And they said, "Keep praying the rosary without fail." And I kept praying the rosary. Every time I was praying the rosary during that time, I got a I got a message in which the message was, miracles happen in life when you dare to dream the impossibles. Because in life, miracles happen when you dare to dream the impossible and say yes to the Lord's willing, because then impossibles are possible for the Lord. Anything is possible for the Lord. You throw yourself into the arms of the Lord, and the Lord can transform your life. And I saw my Lord at the Eucharist, being a Catholic. And I threw myself into the arms of the Lord at the Eucharist, and I believe that the Lord can transform my life. So from then onwards, from that moment onwards, I started seeing significant changes in my academic career. So I went to complete my graduation with an 81%.
Yes, and you finished your bachelor's in accounting,
Bachelor's
right?
in accounting.
That's BCom, Bachelor of Commerce in accounting, and then a master in commerce in accounting. And how did that eventually bring you to England?
Then I was working also. I worked as a teacher. Then also I worked as I worked in different industry after that. But within one year or so, I had an opportunity to apply for a scholarship to Canada. To Britain.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up. I went to England for my MBA. And then I finished my MBA, and before we went there, I got married also. Simi was my next door neighbor. We both were praying from the age of 10 in the same neighborhood, in that chapel. So when I had this vision, I thought she may be the best person to have. So there was also a very devoted, very blessed love story also attached with it. And having said that, yesterday we finished our 16th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah.
So it has been a great blessing to have her also to pray along. But when I got an opportunity to go to do my MBA, we got married, and then when she came along with us, and we stayed there for almost 4 years. Then after that, we came to Canada as permanent residents, and in a small in the city of Edmonton. And then I did my CPA. Specifically, I was focusing to get my professional designation in accounting. So I got my CPA there, and CPA official, then CPA CGA dual designations I got. Then I also applied for my ACCA designation from England. So that's how I'm a chartered accountant in England also.
Yeah.
And then I was working in a company. I started working for a bank, and then after that I moved to a small town called Vegreville, where I was working for a farming company as their finance controller for almost 8 years or so. I got into a salary range of $120,000, and I became a Canadian citizen also. So life was never like before, it completely got transformed. The Lord transformed my life completely from nowhere. But one thing I kept following, that was the daily prayers. As a family, we kept praying the Rosary, and all the prayers that we practiced from India, we continued, and even to our children, we continued to show them the faith, because I thought that is our mission, to proclaim the faith wherever we are. I didn't understand that I'm going to do a mission like this, what I'm talking about today. But this is how my life has been up to February 2020.
And of course, leading to your mission. And this is, I think, this story that you've told pretty much is, echoes what happens to many people called by our Lord, that they aren't really sure in the beginning what our Lord wants them to do. Of course, we have the story of Jonah in the Old Testament, where the Lord called him and he just ran away. Even before the Lord could tell him what he wanted to do. And eventually the Lord caught up with him. So really...
I have a similar story too to share, since you mentioned about Jonah.
Oh, okay.
What happened was that in the beginning of COVID time, as I said, when I had this wish, I was praying for after the Holy Communion, I was praying in my church. During my prayer time, I got a message from the Holy Mother. I feel like I get the messages during my night visions, dreams, or sometimes when I pray. One of the visions that I had was, get ready to touch the world. It is the time. Get ready to touch the world.
Touch the world, yeah.
And I was asking how I'm going to do it. I have no idea. Take out the Rosary I gave you and show it to the world. That's what I clearly got the message from her. But then the twist is, I had no idea about how to do editing. I had no idea about how to share it. And I thought it is the middle of COVID, every church is closing down. How I'm going to do it? Then I thought, okay, I can use YouTube. Here I'm going to connect with the technical patron of Santo. Basically, this is where I thought I had no idea. The only person I knew who have done something with media and technology or technology and
faith.
and even faith is Blessed Carlos Acutis at that time.
Yes.
So I have saved his picture onto my desktop and I prayed. This is exactly what I prayed. Both, I want to start where you stopped. This is what I said. Both, I want to start where you stopped. I know that you have done a lot of things in the early 90s where it wouldn't have been even thought about. You tried to do something and we would like to continue. And then by praying to him, we started watching more of the YouTube videos about how to do editing, etc. We had no idea about how to edit it. And that's how me and my wife started recording the prayers with our phones, and then used very basic software called Filmora, not even Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, because we couldn't do it. So that's how we started this mission, sharing one rosary. And when we shared one rosary, we thought our mission is done. This is the twist. Because when I thought, okay, I'm done with my mission by sharing one rosary, I think it was February 20th, I think we shared this rosary. But after that, what happened was my parents were coming from India to Canada, same as my wife's parents were also coming. 4 of them were coming. On the way, when they were in Germany, Canada locked down.
So they were stuck there.
They're stuck there. So they got stuck there and they were evacuated to India. So when they were evacuated to India, they ended up in a place which is 500 kilometers away from our hometown. So this is where the Jonas effect comes to, because my father ended up in ICU. One of the doctors who was with him noticed my number on his phone and called me in the middle of the night in Canada and said, "Are you the son of John? Are you the son of John?" I said, "Yeah." Are you the son of Joseph? I said, "Yeah."
So your father's name is
my name is John.
Yeah.
My father's name is John Joseph.
Okay.
So his original name is Joseph. John is grandfather's name. So I said, "Yeah." Okay, so he has a high pneumonia and he's affected by COVID. There is no chance for him to come back. He's in a very critical situation. So then me and Simi were, crying out loud. We had no idea what we could do. We're in a small town, what we could do. And we tried to pray. We couldn't focus on prayers. And then Simi actually put our rosary for us to hear so that we can pray along. And we did pray. I thought, why shouldn't I share that to my dad? And I shared it to my dad. And then I thought, then we wanted to go to the church, but the churches were closed down by then. So we attended a Holy Eucharistic adoration in one of the channels from my place. And as we were watching it, the Holy Eucharist, I was getting a message that my hands are not shortened. I can rescue your dad. Do you believe? That moment was the Jonah impact for me. I said, "Yeah, I believe." And then he said, "Join me." Then I have to completely throw myself into his arms. I said, "Yeah, I am going to live for the Lord for the rest of my life." And that is the moment of that Jonah effect. He said, I had that similar impact. And the Lord called me to give up my life for the Lord. And then what I did was that I started asking priests that I knew to get the Holy Mass, the Facebook Holy Masses, which they were sharing in Facebook. We downloaded it, we cut it, re-edited, and started sharing it to people through sharing it through our YouTube channel, and shared it to my dad and also to the other parents and who were isolated during that time. This was actually the beginning of Santo Catholic mission, and then. Which I started, and then during almost 60 days, it took our parents to be completely cured and completely gone back to the hometown. But my father was in ICU for 27 days. But the Lord is so powerful that what I thought was that this Holy Eucharist, if he can attend Holy Mass every day and pray the Rosary every day, he will be cured. And I believed, and the Lord made that miracle happen. And that's how my father got completely cured. And long story short, he came to Canada and stayed with me for 4 years, and he even built our studio for Santo Mission.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'll share with you the story of Father Michael Gately, who is with the missionary fathers of the Immaculate Conception. They're the same ones who promote the Divine Mercy devotion. And Father Michael Gately, as a young man, he was in also in a quandary whether he would become a priest. And then his own father had a health issue, and he got through it and became well, and that led Father Michael to the priesthood. And more than that, his father had been, I believe, not so religious. In fact, not going to church. Well, he got back to the church and became a devotee of the Divine Mercy. So, well, I think these stories pretty much are different ways of our Lord saying, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Come to me, and I will be with you forever, which means basically he will protect and nurture you and lift you up.
Exactly. My father, ever since I could remember, like, he also went to Holy Mass every day, even before his work. And even today in India, he goes to Holy Mass at 6 o'clock every day without any fail, without whether the weather be positive or not, he will go there. And that's what I observed in my dad, to be very devoted to the Holy Eucharist. And I believe he is very thankful for the second life he has been given. And so as all of us. And that's why me and my wife and everybody in our family devoted our life for this mission. And I work more than 16 hours every single day. Every waking hour, I work for the Holy Mother. And I'm very proud to say that over the last 600 plus days, I haven't taken even a single break, single day off, because I'm doing it for the Holy Mother. Because I told you, I was bullied by friends saying that you are not good for anything. Only thing you're good at, go and pray. Because I was not good in sports, I was not good in arts. Because I was asthma, I was obese, etc. So people made fun of me. My friends made fun of me. But the Lord needed me. And when the Lord calls you, that's a lifetime commitment. When you say yes to the Lord will provide guidance and his protection upon you in the ways in which you lead. And this is what exactly happened to Santo also over this period of time. The name of Santo, I hope you know that the name of Santo Mission was not Santo Mission in the beginning. It was Little Goodness.
A little goodness.
Uh-huh. We try to do it as a act of goodness, to share the faith. That is how we originally planned. But when we thought about creating into an app, the name originally we planned was Little Goodness Prayer World. It would have been so difficult for anybody to remember that name. So I was praying to Holy Mother for a name to change, to rebrand. And I got a vision in which I saw a fetus in the hands of the Holy Mother. And I got this message, Santo, the one who was preserved by the Holy Mother. Preserved and protected by the Holy Mother. And I believe that's how this mission has evolved over this period of time. We are not funded organization. Our goal is to support Catholic missions and ministries worldwide. And we are working on developing the Catholic app for as many languages as possible. Work with ministries and missions worldwide. One of our greatest dreams is to create a faith formation tool for children worldwide that we can work in hands with the Catholic Church.
Well, on that point, we're happy to say that ETVN, Emmanuel TV Network, will be working with Santo Catholic Mission to provide them content for their app, and also, as we propose to them, to develop a version of the app that would be for our Filipino faithful. We have, of course, 80 to 90 million Filipinos, most of them, of course, in the Philippines, but a good 12 million or more all over the world. And actually not just living around the world, but actually being, as our late Holy Father said, contrabandistas de fe, that they are smugglers of faith in places where the Catholic faith is not even practiced widely, and yet our Filipino workers are able to show the faith in their life, in their prayers, and in this way are able to somehow evangelize with the Holy Spirit, bringing, touching the people who see them. So I think this is a very good synergy between us to mobilize our Filipino faithful for evangelization. And we're very happy at ETVN to work with you on this.
Very honored and applied for that mercy and kindness from you. Because as I said, when I came to the Philippines for a short trip to connect with my team members here, I had no set appointments. But the Lord has been so much kind to me to connect with so many people here, so many clergy, nuns, religious order, and networks like yours. And it's been a great privilege to work for the Lord. When I said yes to the Lord, it was clearly uncertain about the future, but the Lord connected me to the right people at the right time. I went to India and I approached a number of bishops and I presented it to the bishops' councils, and we now have approvals from at least 14 dioceses so far. And I hope to continue that clergy approvals going forward. And we are also approaching the other countries also for their official approvals and media partnerships, because together we can do, using the media and technology in the modern world, we can definitely evangelize and re-evangelize the Catholics. That's more important. Re-evangelize our Catholic friends and families, and help them all to transition the faith to the children, hand over the faith to the children so that it will last for generations to come.
Yes, well, indeed, that's actually a core goal of Pope Francis' push to make the faithful all over the world, all 1.2 billion Catholics, to be missionary disciples, not just content in our belief and our prayers, but be able to share this with others, starting with those people in our families or our communities that are called unchurched. No, they do not connect well with the church, and so they're the first ones that we can reach out to. And certainly your app, given the fact that many young people and many people today in general are fascinated with technology, then I would think this is a good way to reach out to them. And of course, if you go back to the beginnings of the church, it was the Roman Empire that became the avenue for spreading our Christian faith right at the start. And Saint Paul, the great apostle, was particularly good and adept at using the writing and the means of communication and travel at the time to spread the faith. So you are, in a sense, continuing that early Christian tradition of making use of an existing mode of communication. In Roman times, it was roads and written communication. Today, we have the internet, to bring the faith all over to everyone.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna pause a little here just to give you a bit of time to, shall we say, collect yourself. And I'll be asking you, what's ahead now? Where is the app, and where is the mission, and what's ahead? So we'll take a break for that.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll be back. And next segment, we'll talk about more focused on Santo Catholic Mission, the Santo Catholic app, to really see what's ahead for the mission of John Jofen, and also how it may impact our Filipino faithful community. We'll be back at ETVN Philippines.
You're watching ETVN Philippines.